close and wants to force Williamson back and see if he can catch Williamson like that, backing up. If Wiggins is going to be effective and have a good night tonight, it's going to be as Williamson pulls back. Just saw that turtle, a little glimpse of that turtle defense a moment ago by Wiggins, Bob. Sometimes he'll get inside and he'll cross those arms. He started to do it just a minute ago. See, when he does that, I think Williamson should settle down and punch. Because when Wiggins crosses those arms, he can't punch unless he pulls them back across his body. Gives you a moment to get off.
See, Williamson has been trying to throw that uppercut a little bit. Wiggins just missed with a counter shot.
You know, I think Williamson's playing with fire right now. Right now, he's pulling back, and he's gonna, I can see it.
Step back, step.
He keeps looking as fish on the outside, trying to catch something on the outside, but what he's forgetting about is while he's doing that, he's pulling back. And while he's pulling back, he's giving Wiggins an opportunity to nail him.
Straight back.
Yes. And you're still in the path of the punch when you go straight back. It's like being on the railroad train or the railroad track. You got to get off the track.
Right. Step back clean. Let's go. 5 seconds. Time.
Is not having your high school diploma keeping you from making the kind of money you want? With PCDI's James Madison High School, you can earn your diploma at home at your own pace. When you graduate, you'll receive this nationally accredited diploma and your own genuine custom-fitted class ring. PCDI also offers career training in some of today's most exciting professions. Get your career diploma in medical claims billing, paralegal, electrician, pharmacy technician, child daycare, medical transcription, interior decorating, private investigator, medical dental office assistant, or get your associate degree in criminal justice, accounting, business management, early childhood education, paralegal, healthcare management, human resources, or get your high school diploma. Call to get free literature on the career of your choice.
Call 1-800-652-0101 for your free literature. There's no obligation, so call now, 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101.
Round number 3 underway for Davarryl Williamson and Robert Wiggins. This is a scheduled 10-rounder. Williamson, Teddy, made the cardinal mistake, something you talked about going straight back, and he gave Wiggins a couple of opportunities in that second round. See the numbers in the round, and you see Wiggins outlanded Williamson.
Bob, in general, on principle, you never want to pull straight back, but it's more detrimental and more dangerous with certain opponents. And one of those opponents tonight is Wiggins, because the kind of fighter he is, he needs to be set to punch. He's not real fast on his feet. He's a little predictable coming in the same way. If you go off on the angle, he's not going to get off. But if you go straight back, being that he needs to be set, then he can be at his most effective best. He can fire at you. And that's exactly what he's doing right now with Williamson. You give him a little bit of an angle, he's going to have to adjust his feet because he needs to get set to punch. And he's really going to be kept ineffective. But you go straight back with a Robert Wiggins, and he's game, he's willing, he throws long punches to begin with. You're doing just what he wants you to do. See, his long punches can be effective when you go back. You give them room to land.
But a counter right hand by Williamson staggered Wiggins, and he sends him down.
Well, it's a catch-22. You're throwing wide punches at a guy who's going back, and they can be effective, but you can leave yourself open. And that's just what happened. Williamson was able to also catch Wiggins in between those wide shots.
And that's the thing about Williamson. He can cover up for mistakes because he has power. But he's playing with some fire here as Wiggins pushes forward.
That's why this fight is so interesting. What Wiggins does, and the only thing he can do is throw those wide punches, he has a chance to land when Williamson pulls back. But he gives Williamson at the same time a chance to do what he's doing now. Punch in between.
Break. All right, you hold one more time, I'll take a point. You're holding him.
Williamson sometimes a little sloppy technique-wise, but he's got that good right hand.
Recognition is so important in a fight, in anything. And I think right now the recognition should be for Williamson to stay in the pocket. The only time he gets caught is when he pulls back. Stay in the pocket and take advantage of those wide shots by Wiggins. Stay in the eye of the storm right now.
Good body shot from Williamson.
Watch Williamson. When he's in close, he doesn't have any danger. You know, it's funny. You look at him, you say, well, you don't want him in close. The other guy's huskier. The other guy's shorter. The other guy's stronger. But the other guy throws wide punches. He can only land when you step back.
Key in round 3. Robert Wiggins went down. Take it to the corner of Davarryl Williamson.
Well, here you're going to see Wiggins is throwing those wide punches, and he had some effect when Williamson was pulling back. But then when Williamson punched in between those shots and kept his distance close, well, you could see the right hand scoring a knockdown. Here's another look at it. Wiggins throwing a lot of wide shots. When Williamson gives him room like that, they can be effective. But then when Williamson throws his hands in between those wide shots like he did right there with that right hand, he's going to land and he's going to score.
So Davarryl Williamson fires the first salvo, dropping Wiggins in round number 3.
Very interesting fight here, Bob. First of all, you got explosive qualities and elements in there. Williamson can end the fight bang like that with the right hand. But with both guys' strengths are both their weaknesses. The strength of Williamson is to use his height, use that jab, set up the right hand, keep distance. But when he keeps too much distance and he pulls back, he gives room to Wiggins to land.
And then Williamson can throw that uppercut too when Wiggins goes into that peekaboo, but here comes Wiggins right back.
Makes for a really interesting fight because the strength of Wiggins is just to wing them, to let them go. And he can land and he can get caught. This is fun. I still believe Williamson needs to pick one specific thing right here, and that's probably to stay in the pocket. Right there. He's not going to get caught when he's in the pocket, Bob. Wiggins needs room. He's one of those guys who needs room. He needs two things. He needs you right in front of him, and he needs room to punch.
Good shot scored by Wiggins.
To Wiggins' credit, he's adjusting, as you said, to that uppercut on the inside. But when he throws those wide shots, leaves himself wide open. See, what Williamson should do is use that jab, control the distance, catch Wiggins as he tries to get in, but don't pull straight back. He can step out if he's at the right distance, but don't pull straight back and allow Wiggins to walk in.
Well, the one thing that kind of hurts Williamson, Teddy, you see that good shot on the inside by Wiggins. He's very awkward with his jab and almost his footwork and the way his body is. He's off balance a lot, and then he just tries to wing that right hand.
Well, what's hurting him right now is something you alluded to. Wiggins is smart enough to be adapting to an uppercut when Williamson tries to find haven on the inside those wide shots. Boy, this is a shootout.
Let's go. Step back.
See, if Williamson is going to be in the pocket, he needs to move those hands, stay inside those wide shots, but on the inside, get his head on the side. Like right here, he has to be careful here, Williamson, because he leaves his head in the middle, and Wiggins has already shown an ability to use that uppercut. Good round for Wiggins.
Yeah, real good round for Robert Wiggins. Good action through the first 4 rounds. All right, Brian and Max spoke with Vernon Forrest, the welterweight champion, earlier. Vernon joins us from Denver, Williamson's hometown. And Vernon, the assessment so far of Williamson and the problem he had in the last round?
Well, I think, for one, he's too wide. He's throwing his hands like this. For one, and two, he's pulling back. Like Teddy said before, he got to step around. If you're gonna wait for the guy to come in, jab, touch him with the jab, make him run into the right hand. He doesn't have to. The guy's a southpaw. He doesn't have to fight him like a southpaw because he doesn't do all the things that normal southpaw do. He's sitting down and he's throwing too much power when he got to pick him, then shoot, pinpoint. He got to pinpoint his shots.
Hook him into your right hand, step around, use that uppercut, hook behind it, step around. You hear me? Step over.
See what the coach is telling him? Step around, pick the shot.
Box. Hear me?
You don't have to try to knock the guy out. He's gonna knock the guy out anyway. But he don't have to take all the punishment he's taking to get the guy knocked out.
All right, thanks, Vernon. Vernon's got his T.J. Duckett jersey on. Vernon from Augusta, Georgia. Obviously his colors for the Atlanta Falcons, who take on the Eagles.